I wanted to start with a clip of the lovely and talented Keanu C. Thompson.
Oh, my girlfriend.
Because Keanu had Stuttering John on Monday, right?
Yes.
And when she had Stuttering John on Monday, Karl tried to call in and talk to Stuttering John. And again, all these guys in the Dabbleverse, they want to do this. They all want to call into each other's shows, and I'm going to yell at them, and I'm going to scream at them. And like, my attitude is, why can't we just do clips of the other guy and make fun of them and have some laughs and make our audience laugh, and that's it? Everybody's got to make it like a blood sport, blood feud shit, and I think that's so gay and a waste of time. And if you're Karl, don't call into shows that John's doing, and John, don't call into shows that Karl's doing. Mm-hmm. Just talk shit to each other on your own shows. Enjoy your time off, you know? But these guys all got to call in, and they got to yell at each other and scream at each other, and it's just exhausting. Also, I think it's kind of rude.
Well, it is rude.
To do to Keanu's show.
Yep.
Because Keanu's trying to have a little talk with John, and now you're getting John all worked up.
She's a sweet girl, and now you're getting her all flustered on her show.
Let's take a look. This is Keanu and John. So apparently this is about... I'm out of the loop on all this shit. It's also gay. As I describe it to you, you guys are going to go, wow, this is super gay and stupid. I guess Karl's dad is sick.
Okay.
He has some kind of, it sounds like cancer or something like that. And he's been battling it for a few years, and Karl's talked about it on his show before. But then I guess John brought it up recently, and then Karl thought that was dirty pool and that John shouldn't, talking about, all these guys get so offended about everybody talking about everything. They can harass each other, they can shit on each other, they can say horrible things about each other all day long, and then they all draw these weird arbitrary lines where they get to be offended. And what I learned about that world a long time ago is you just got to not take anything anybody says seriously. You just got to make fun of these people and then just tune them out. Because otherwise, they're going to get you all wrapped up in, I'm going to talk about this person's family, and I'm going to talk about this guy. Oh, but should we talk about people's families? Oh, I don't know if we're talking about families. Shut the fuck up and just do a show, you stupid drama queens. So Karl calls in to confront John about his dad. And then John starts yelling over Karl because it's not about his dad. Some stupid shit. Let's check it out. And Keanu's, of course, caught in the middle.
All right, we have a caller. Let's see who this is. Hang on one second. Sorry, the calls are just rolling in for you, John. I just wanted to. All right. Thank you for calling Untoward Tuesday. How may I direct your call?
Is this any good?
Yeah, hey, this is Karl from WATP.
Hi, Karl. How are you doing?
Johnny, I love you and Gino. Thanks so much for picking up on me.
Of course.
Hey, John, how's it going, buddy? How you doing?
Okay. So, hey, how's it going, buddy? How you doing? Now, Karl has been fucking with John for years. Literally years.
Yes.
He's been fucking with John.
It's been a long game.
He's made his bones on the back of John Melendez. And John has gone insane over Karl numerous times. So these two are oil and water. They don't mix. And here's the problem. Karl is clearly calling in to antagonize John. Right?
Yep.
He's not calling in to have a friendly chat. He knows how John's going to react. He's calling in to antagonize him. And then when John gets antagonized, these guys all go, oh, he's all worked up. And he's all, well, of course, a guy who's been shitting all over him for the last 5 years called in to fuck with him, and now he's yelling and screaming at you. That's exactly what you thought. It's like if you went and you pissed on a guy's face in his office, and then he yelled at you and called security, and you went, oh, he kicked me out. And it's like, yeah, you walked in and pissed in his face.
You did something bad.
That's what happens when you go to a guy's job and you piss in his face. He's going to get you thrown out of the building. If you go to John and you're Karl and you say, how's it going, buddy? He's going to lose his mind. You knew that going in. Here we go.
Thanks so much for picking up on me.
Of course.
Hey, John, how's it going, buddy? How you doing?
I'm not your buddy, and you doxed your dad 2 years ago, and you pretended that you didn't, and collected all those super chats, you fucking lying prick.
Keanu right away is just going, what the fuck happened to my show?
She's like, I've been derailed.
So Karl says hi. John knows exactly why he's calling right off the bat, because he said something about his dad and his dad's illness or something. And then and then John goes, well, you doxed your dad a couple years ago when you talked about him and talked about how he was sick and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I'll tell you this, as a broadcaster, don't bring up anybody on your show that you don't want anybody else to talk about.
Yeah, there's plenty of people whose names I won't say here. You know?
There are enough people listening to anybody at any given time where if you talk about somebody, they're now going to want to know shit about that person. So, in my opinion, once you bring someone up, the cat's out of the bag, the genie's out of the bottle, you can't put it back in.
Oh.
Can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. So once you throw someone's name out there, now to your friends and enemies, they've become known. So if your dad gets sick or something like that, don't talk about it on the air.
No.
Unless you're ready to hear some dingleberry talk shit about it.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just so many people, like, if they're not on this screen that I think should just never get brought up in general.
Hey, Carl, have you ever heard of a dentist?
I don't talk shit about your kids.
Oh yeah. I played 3 examples of it today.
Look at her.
You dumb fuck. 3 examples. One of you.
Keanu's just like, all right, I was trying to do a show, but I guess you two can just yell at each other if you want.
Oh, this poor beautiful girl. She's like somewhere between, oh my God, this is so awful, and like shaking like Gordy does, just sitting still.
It's nice to see that our friends got involved in this, and they right away went, this shit is crazy and retarded.
It's so stupid.
It's so dumb.
You watched my show today. You calling my kids losers?
Amazing. I think Aaron's amazing. I think you're a fucking loser.
Yeah.
By the way, he didn't mean me when he said Aaron's amazing.
No.
He's talking about his ex-wife's husband. So, like, Carl's bringing up those people. That's
not cool.
But, okay.
No, it's like just point blank not cool.
You're saying shouldn't be doing that.
No.
So both of these guys should just, here's my solution. You both shut the fuck up and leave each other alone.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up.
Yes,
Quit talking about each other.
Why is it that when we don't like somebody else, we can't just leave it alone?
I mean, he won't stop talking about my dad. He won't stop talking about my ex-wife's husband. Well, how about you both just shut the fuck up then? You both have something that you don't want each other to talk about. I hate to be dad here to a couple of toddlers, but you look that way, you look that way, you don't look at each other, or I'll turn the fucking car around.
Or guess what? Like, if somebody won't quit talking about you and your family or blah, 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 like, just... You can't stop them anyways.
Right.
I've never been able to stop people from talking shit about myself or my family. It doesn't matter. Like, I just kind of stopped looking. And guess what? I don't see it anymore.
Right.
It doesn't exist.
Or how about we do, here's another
It's gone.
solution. Carl, you don't really care that John says this shit about your dad. You're hardened to internet shit. You get it. John doesn't really care that you brought up his kids or the ex-wife's husband or anything. John doesn't care. You don't care. So let's all stop pretending that we care, because it's all just moral preening and posturing to get the high ground anyway. Mm-hmm. So you can get more people to feel sympathy for you. And then,
Woe is me.
Oh, John said bad things about my dad. Well, he said bad things about my dad. How about you both just stop pretending that you give a fuck and you be the soulless automatons we all know you to be because you're internet hosts and none of us have a soul anymore, and you just talk your shit and do your show and move on. That sounds good. Because this kind of sounds like gay bitching.
It is gay bitching.
Go. Yeah. Okay, Snaggletooth.
All
Yeah.
right.
We're being
All right.
children.
Carl.
Yeah, keep it up, Lady Kmart.
Right.
Nice
Ready?
paneling, you fucking loser.
Number one.
Okay, so you're not embarrassed when you do this?
I would be. I would be so embarrassed to be caught behaving this way.
I would be embarrassed to be okay, I'm on Keanu's show. I'm not going to start screaming like this in front of my friends.
No, what a lovely girl. Are you kidding me?
I'm not going to say.
Don't scream in front of her?
Do you think Keanu is getting soaked in her seat watching a 60-year-old man go, "Oh, you need a dentist, you loser? Why don't you get some less paneling?"
I do sometimes wonder if they think that we think that you look tough when they sit and do this. Like, do you think we're impressed with your toughness? I don't. Like, I'm not. I like having a nice professional man on a screen.
I know.
Have some fun.
I know Karl well enough, I believe, that I don't think he really gives a fuck about any of this. I think it's
Maybe he doesn't.
As Alexander Usyk said, I think it's show. Maybe Karl not serious, maybe I see a phone call, I say, whoa, John, be careful, please. I say, Keanu, hang up phone, jab. I say, stop interview, please.
Number one. Yes. One moment. Number one. Carl, I'm sorry about what's going on with your father. Number two, I'm going to do 30 seconds on the clock. I'll let each of you speak. What do we feel about that?
Okay, so we're organizing.
I don't
Keanu's.
fucking want to talk.
Okay.
I mean, that's
Okay,
fair.
he doesn't even want to talk. All right,
No,
Carl,
because
let's
he's
go.
a loser who's in love with me, and fucking you fucking totally took advantage of your audience yesterday, pretending that you didn't
So you
know
watch.
that you doxed your father, and pretended I did, and started talking about HIPAA laws. And the only HIPAA is the hippo you're married to.
Okay, see, that's shitty now. That's shitty.
Stop
Stop
it.
doing that.
This sounds like you hate Karl, clearly, and you sound like you were watching his show
Yeah.
still. I don't watch a single person's show that I hate. I don't know. I don't even watch the clips because I don't care and I don't want to see it.
And I've seen Carl's wives. Carl's
Wives, huh?
I've seen
Ooh.
Carl's wife. She's not a hippo. She seems like a nice enough lady. I don't know her. I've never met her, but
Never seen her.
like just that kind of shit. Yeah, the hippo you marry. Shut the fuck up. Like, stop. This isn't life and death. These aren't the fucking trenches. This isn't the Battle of Verdun. It's fucking internet streaming. God, you guys are stupid. Your wife is a hippo. Good one.
Somebody called me a hippo once.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You're more like a baby hippo.
Those are cute, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember that little baby hippo at like the Cincinnati Zoo named Fiona? Everyone loved her. I want to be her.
You're sexy like Fiona.
That fucking girl is hideous. She looks like she weighs 250 pounds. God bless Jennifer
KiKi.
Santoro, that hideous elephant. So you go not have sex with her in your fucking paneled bedroom with the picture of me hanging over your fucking bed. You
That
snag.
sounds terrible. My God. Okay, we have another.
Keanu is realizing now that she is in the gayest universe in all of the internet.
I see. Okay, this is where I'm sitting right now. You just asked me to reach out to have this dude on your show, which I will not be part of.
Okay.
I've already decided that.
Maybe Gino, maybe Rumble Friday.
I think for Rumble Friday maybe would be cool.
Ooh.
I don't know that you need somebody like this on here because this shit just happens. That is no matter what list of things you go into wanting to talk to him about, people always want to circle back to this bullshit.
And I get that.
And I don't like it.
My thing is, I want to be the one to tell John these things that I'm screaming at the screen right now. Because nobody does that. Everyone else just feeds into it and fights the fights and does all that. I go, hey, John, have you ever considered just not being gay anymore? Have you ever just thought about not doing gay shit and not just sitting there, oh, you talked about this person. Have you ever thought about just letting this shit die
I can
and move
answer
on?
that for you. The answer is no, because even though he took this long ass fucking break, he came back to talk about the same shit.
Yeah.
And his whole point was, I'm just going to disappear so y'all can't talk about it.
Right.
You came right back to it. I don't know. These people love it. The answer is no.
Carl, call back if you'd
Carl
like
hung
to.
up.
I think he hung up. Hang on 1 second. Okay. Call back again. I apologize. Sorry, we got out over our skis there. All right. Well, I'm glad you.
Well, you
got
know
to
Carl's
give
going to
me
be an
one of those
asshole.
things.
All right. So that's I'm done with that clip. It's
Poor
just
Keanu.
it's the gayest world in the internet.
Yep.
You talked about this. You talked about that. Who gives a fuck? Go do your show.
There is no fun to be had. It really is the internet blood sports. People are just so pot committed to seeing who can be meaner to who.
Right.
That's it.
G-Chup says, poor Keanu, I feel bad for her to put up with that. April should go see her and console her.
I mean, I agree.
In
And
Dallas.
they're with fun people in Dallas right now. I could really have some fun.
Douchey Nazi says, they is cry. Sometime comes the mother, sometimes the wolf. Thank you. Scarface says, it's the same shit that has been said for 5 years. ROTC did it first. That's true. ROTC, like Royce and Mersch kind of got treated like shit by the people who jumped on all that stuff in that community because they were the first ones to find out that John was nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody else jumped in on it. And then like ROTC aren't part of that DabbleCon thing they did a year and a half ago. That's fucking bullshit.
Oh, God, I'm so thankful I never went to that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was.
I really am.
But like Royce and Mersch not only should have been at that, they should have been one of the people organizing it. Like they should have invited those guys in to be like one of the cornerstone features of DabbleCon, because I first heard about how crazy Stuttering John was from ROTC, and then everybody else followed suit. And then they just kind of got frozen out of it, which I think is kind of gay.
Yeah, but it's par for the course with these people.
Erectimus Prime says, I'm happy you've at least tried to separate for all of these loons. It's way more fun to go outside looking in and see how like silly and stupid it is. Darb says, Aaron, April, you think you're going to wrangle this prick? Yes, I am.
No, I 100% just like voiced that I don't think so.
I'm going to do a better job with John than anybody's ever done because I'm an interviewer. I'll be able to handle John just fine. I am a cunt says, not going to lie. See, I'm not even going to. I may think that guy's like a useless bum. I'm not going to say anything about his wife. That poor woman has been through enough, to be honest with you. And they're not. It's nobody talking about Karl. Karl's wife seems like a nice lady.
I'm not technically off limits here because I'm part of this show. But when it goes to family members or friends and stuff, that should be off limits.
You shouldn't do it.
Just out of principle. Like, if you're any kind of man out there, you shouldn't be deep diving into people's personal lives. That's sick.
You shouldn't. Yeah, you shouldn't need to for content.
No. Look at me here. There is plenty to go around, I promise.
Yeah. Brian Thomas says, you're so naive. Anthony already tried what you're talking about. Well, I try, I fail, I move on. ROTC is kind of above all that BS. That's true. Yeah, they just moved on from it. Hobo Chili says ROTC thought it was stupid at the time, plus the JRC3 was time-consuming. Aaron talked to Kumia first. He's had John on his show. I'd have to go between April. He'd answer April's calls, not mine.
Should I message Kumia and see what he thinks about having Stuttering John on a show, how that goes?
When I told Anthony, I DM'd him and I said, hey, man, get well soon. I hope you're doing okay. I didn't expect anything back because he's probably very busy with DMs. April sent him one, and April goes, oh, so you heard back from Anthony? And I'm like, no, why? She goes, oh, he just sent me a nice thing back that said, wow, thank you very much, April. That means a lot. I appreciate that.
I almost felt I was so happy just to hear from him, and I'm like, now I maybe just don't want to tell Aaron because he's so cunty about it.
And then she told me,
I didn't know.
She told me, and I'm like, no, he never said a fucking word.
I was
back
so
to me.
excited to like share that with you, and then you're like, what?
Yeah, I have my Anthony relationship vicariously through April.
I can message him.
That's all it was. No, I don't need your pity.
I don't mean. It'd be nice to hear from him.
I don't need your Kumia pity. I'll tell you that right now.